Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Grok Build Something Beta. In this episode we're going to start getting into more of what I would consider the opinionated part of the series. This is our old snake game, if you remember it, from a couple episodes back that we kind of started to make happen. And if you remember, or maybe you don't, this was mostly built with one prompt and then tuning. So this is kind of, if you want an idea of what a one-shot single shot prompt looks like in Grok build, especially, I mean, this is way in the beginning, so it's probably acting different now, but this was originally what we got. And with that, I want to rebuild this, but I want to do it what I would consider quote unquote right, which, you know, is subjective, but this is my approach to how I use something like Grok build to actually build anything, what I'd consider me personally able to put out in the world as software that I say, yes, use this, and this is a good piece of software. You'll see we're on 0.2.8 beta, which is leap years ahead of where we were last time. The Grok build team is shipping fast with a lot of just utility type updates. So a couple small interactive things have been updated, but hence the beta part of the application. So without further ado, we're gonna have to build this snake game. I want to do it right instead of this ad hoc, just do it once and let's, you know, see what the model can come up with. So we are going to build a snake game, but do not one-shot it. We are going to build up naming it primitives. Very well. So we're gonna do the same, you know, build it in JavaScript. I'm gonna send this so that Grok understands what we're doing. It's probably gonna find the old one. It's gonna say, let's build that one. So we'll see if it picked up on my idea here. Probably didn't, but this is going to be the snake game that we're gonna build here. Is going to look very similar, very identical, but hopefully has a little bit more, the way I'd imagine this, at least this is the way it's been for a while, is when we one-shotted this, you can imagine the system is like an inefficient geared system where you've got gears that do work together, but they're inefficient, right? So it's kind of getting more friction as we turn, and it works, you know, the system works, but it doesn't necessarily make it easy for us to swap new gears in, and it wears down. This is where the analogy breaks down a little bit. It wears down fast. Not that software does, but if we were hosting in the cloud or something, we would start straining systems, right? So I think with that, we want to do it again, but do it with primitives that we feel better about tweaking. So we are going to start scratch, actually. So the first thing I want to build, the first thing I kind of want to build is what I'd consider the gaming surface, right? So we want to be able to have a window that the game is played inside the web browser window, which is this guy here. So I wish I knew the technical term for it, but alas, it's the actual window. Web browser. So we will have two layers, the background layer and the game surface. So I want the game surface to be adjustable and dynamic. Let's start with just the window, no extra text around it. So what I want to get is I want to get a really good controlled surface. So one of the things that I didn't like personally, I don't know if I'll be able to get in there to inspect it if I know it well enough, but the game container, oh, perfect. So So one of the things I can't point, one of the things that bothered me about our game container is you'll notice that the window for the game is linked to the text that goes above it. That may be the right way to do it. I don't like it personally. It just, and one of the reasons I don't like it is you see the top right, top down V view kind of indicator on the top right. It's misaligned, and it's technically pushing that game container window bigger than the actual game is. So now if I want to specify that that center window needs to be, you know, maximum, I'm getting my pixels messed up, but a maximum resolution of 16 by 9, which we would never do. That's like a video gaming, probably what you're watching right now, kind of that horizontal video view. If I wanted to specify that, I could not get that gaming window in there because it'd be locked by all the text above it. You don't want that. I don't want that. I want that separated. So let's see here. I'm going to pull back Grok and see if Grok build understood me. Snake game, yada yada. Full browser viewports the window, 2 distinct layers in the game surface. Yep. Adjustable dynamic. Yep. Game surface shall contain a canvas element from the start. Gives us a real rendering target. Yep. 0 text, 0 chrome, 0 UI elements. Just the 2 layers in the canvas. Yes, this is what I want. I agree. So go. So this is something that, you know, when people will talk about AI code becoming unmaintainable, this type of a game container does, because you might now fight. I mean, look how ugly this is. Like, that should be aligned. But the reason it's not is because this game container extends beyond this, right? And so we're saying, hey, pin this to the bottom right of the game container. Well, I'm thinking the game container means this, but really it means all this text surface around it, which again, as we mentioned, is quite ugly. So Grok has finished. I guess I should have shown Grok's work. It just made a file, a very early file here. Started with just a CSS file for the general styles, so that set the surface window, which is our gaming canvas, or same thing as it, set some defaults for our HTML, and then a couple other things. The Z index, it set the Z index of the background behind the gaming surface, so the gaming surface will pop up in front of it. So now if I want to, you know, insert something in between these two, I'm going to need to make this a Z index 2, this, and then this new surface will go in Z index 1, that type of stuff. Then it looks like it just gave us a very basic viewport in here. So go ahead and serve it on 8001. So we're gonna kind of get a side-by-side comparison here, and we'll know that the first one is quite ugly because then it might actually be, quite frankly, empty. So let's take a look at what Grok made for us. We will see that we have our gaming surface is now the actual gaming surface, right? So this is good. This is what we want. Is now I know what I throw on my gaming surface is going to be contained to that, and it's not going to sprawl out to many. So this is a good start. Pull Grok back in here. Start. Now let's think about adding surrounding text. And we kind of got, to me, some options with this. This is now design taste. And that, yeah, you can see that. It's harder. My screen's a little dim, so it's a little hard for me to see. But we can either wrap a bigger layer around here, right? Or I can wrap just a box of vertical space on this top and bottom so that nothing gets outside it. I want the ability to put anything on the sides here. I don't know if I want the ability to send anything off this way. Yeah, I don't think I do. So, with surrounding text, around the gaming surface, I want a rectangle. It's not the most technical term I could use, but for above, below, and to the sides extending past surface feet. So that we can throw decoration, all that stuff. So we'll see if it gets this right. Kind of what I want is I want a strip here that we can put text in, strip here I can put text in, and then a strip here and a strip here that extend below the full bottom width. Let's see here. New outer wrapper. Good. Tall vertical bar, full width sits above. I think that's what I want. Let's do it. That's all works. Go for it. And this should give me what I want. And I think this is kind of, we'll kind of throw some text in here and hopefully kind of call it here. Just, I want to keep these a little shorter than they've been, because nobody wants to sit forever and watch things happen. But this is just kind of a little nugget now of, you're already going to see the level of control that we have. So here's our bounding boxes. You can actually see them. We'll want to hide them, obviously. But now you'll see that we have the ability to throw text in all of it. So let's anchor text. A few different spots. Go off. Versatility. Also, the max heights should be flipped. Vertical stands, not horizontal. Beyond the gaming. I just noticed that the it looks like the vertical section is extending, or the horizontal section is extending beyond. I wanted the vertical section to extend beyond. So hopefully it can do that for us. But hopefully you're kind of getting a sense for what is making for better development when we do it the way we're doing it. And a good programmer might ask, well, I know how to design all those ways, and I think I need to. Yep, still didn't quite. That's kind of annoying. Okay, so this would kind of be something to debug in the next one. So a couple issues out the gate. Oh no, it did do it. So it figured out how to do a horizontal here. This got shifted in here. And I'm guessing it's because primitives pushed everything over, and then snake up pushed over in there, because this is centered nicely. So let me check something before we just want to see game window in there, frame top. Okay, I just want to make sure that frame top is actually going all the way. But so we've got some alignment issues we'll need to work on in the next video. What I was saying was, a good programmer might say, well, I know how to do all this and organize a game like this. Yes, you probably do. The great part about artificial intelligence and tools like Grok Build is that I don't know how to write HTML or CSS that well. I could pick up and learn basic bits and pieces, but I do know a little bit about how to design, and I do know a little bit about what's going to make my life easier in the long run. And so with that, I can now start to build with English, and I need to obviously get better at communicating it with Grok, but I can actually start to build a real gaming surface instead of relying on hoping that Grok builds it right. So here's the original game. And this is where we are now, and we're going to inch closer and closer, and we will get there, I promise. One of the things we'll do is we'll hide all these eventually, and yada, 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 but is this slower at the beginning? Yes. In the long run, probably not, because when I want to, I can't remember if I did this on camera, but I was fighting resizing this window. I probably burned like 10-15 minutes trying to figure out what's going on. Well, now if I want to resize this middle window, we just grow it and everything else grows relative to it. So with that being said, this is kind of the start of actually making maintainable, I'd call it, software and a little bit more organized work instead of this quote-unquote slop that was built in the one-shot prompt. So thank you everyone for watching. We're moving along pretty good, and in the next video we will continue to build this out. So hope everyone has a good day, and I will talk to you in the next episode.